Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, I've got a post here and I found something that was connected to it, so I thought I'd share this with you. So this is really speculation at this point, I just want to make that clear, but you'll be interested to hear this. So first and foremost, we've got exponential science, and they say, digital identity, is it a thing? Today, over 850 million people lack formal legal ID. And more than 3.3 billion have no recorded digital identity. This gap isn't just about technology, but also access to healthcare, finance, education, and basic rights in the digital world. Traditional centralized systems have left us vulnerable to breaches, exclusion, and surveillance. That's why new models like self-sovereign identity in brackets SSI and decentralized identifiers in brackets DIDs are gaining momentum. Privacy first. Zero knowledge proofs in brackets ZKPs let users prove facts in brackets like age without oversharing data. Trust triangle. Issuers, holders, and verifiers collaborate securely through verifiable credentials. Inclusion at scale. From the EU's digital wallets in brackets EIDAs 2.0 to the UN's ID4D program, global initiatives are reimagining identity for billions. Web3 ecosystems are also integrating SSI to establish trust in decentralized settings like DeFi and DAOs, combating Sybil attacks while enabling privacy-preserving access without sacrificing anonymity. One of the real-life use cases is Hedera's DID service, which supports the SSI model at scale. Developers can manage DID lifecycles, creating, verifying, and revoking credentials. Credentials, in brackets like diplomas and certifications, are anchored with consensus timestamps for tamper-evident high-throughput proofs. SDK support enables seamless integration into apps, ensuring user-held privacy-preserving credentials. Okay, so there you go. You've got a quick breakdown there in regards to what digital identification is. And then you've got this post, I saw it literally today, and I just thought I'd show you the connection here of what this could potentially mean. So, UK Starmer pushes digital ID to fight illegal immigration. The UK government, led by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, is advancing a digital ID system inspired by Estonia and Singapore to tackle illegal immigration and streamline public services like welfare and pensions. Work and Pensions Minister Liz Kendall stated in a September 18, 2025 BBC interview that non-adoption could restrict access to these services, highlighting efficiency and security gains, though no final decisions exist. Critics, including Big Brother Watch, raise concerns over privacy, surveillance, and exclusion for the 10 million adults lacking digital skills, with petitions approaching 100,000 signatures and public polls showing 63% distrust in government data protection. Okay, so we'll get into the negative response in regard to that shortly, but the point that I'm trying to show you here is we're talking about digital IDs, and we know that this is something that Hedera does. We know that this is a big use case that Hedera has. So is it possible that this could be, an adoption case for Hedera? Possibly, right? I can't say for sure. I don't know 100%, but as I say, this is something that Hedera clearly does and does it well. So it's very possible. It's very possible. And, this is the kind of stuff that I've been telling you guys is coming generally when we talk about mass adoption. Now, obviously, this isn't really like the most favorable in terms of what it could mean for privacy and that kind of stuff. I'll get into that again in a moment. But this is the kind of thing that is coming, guys. Like, this is why I've said crypto technology will change the world. Some for the more positive, some towards a bit more the negative in terms of like CBDCs and how this ID can be positive and negative. But yes, it is coming. At the end of the day, when you think about the internet has pros and cons because while yes, the internet has created so many amazing opportunities, jobs like careers, helping people's lives, new things that we can create and do, AI, all this stuff. It's also had its negatives, right? So things can get hacked now. People can hack data. People can sell your data. People can make AI for negative reasons, right? They can use it to make it sound like someone's being abducted, and then they can, pretend to be someone they're not, right? Or they can make videos that are not real and make it look like they are real. So it could seem like, someone is doing something nefarious when that isn't even true. It's just a made up video. So there's positives and negatives that come along with, any type of new technology, right? You've got to take the good with the bad. But if this is something that is going to be done on Hedera, this could be big. This could be huge, right? This could be something that really helps to build up the cachet of Hedera, the brand. And the one thing I will say with this is whether they would want to do it on the public hashgraph or if they'd rather do it like on, the hashsphere, the private version. That's something I do question because, obviously if it's the government and they're, let's be honest, we don't know what they're going to be doing with our information and our data. I don't know if it's going to be something that they just want open and public like that. So I don't know 100% if they was going to use it, if they would use a private version. Very possible as well. But at the end of the day, like I will just say this, it is a thing of like it's still going to add to the name of Hedera because it's showing you that governments, institutions are using the technology, so it will still add that value. So it could still be a positive, is what I'm basically saying. So yeah, in regards to the negative side of this, then look, as I said earlier, this is just something that you've got to accept that comes with technology. As I've said before with CBDCs, I don't like the idea of CBDCs, but they are coming, whether you like it or not. They are coming. So you've just got to accept it, right? Same with this, like. You might not like the idea of what this is, but if this is going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, there's nothing we can do. We can sign all these petitions we want. It's not going to change anything. I'm just going to be honest with you because that's just the way it is. Like, if that's what they want to happen, it is what's going to happen. So, to me, this is where, again, when I look at these types of things that are coming in and I think, okay, like, I don't like the idea of this and, that kind of stuff. I just start to think of, well, what can I be invested in where I could benefit from this? And that's where I think of like how Hedera have got people piloting CBDCs on the hashgraph, right? So again, if this digital ID becomes something that could be done on the Hedera hashgraph, once again, even though I don't like what this is and what it represents, it's also a thing that I could hugely benefit from it. So it's like if I'm going to be having to go into this kind of environment with CBDCs, digital IDs, that kind of stuff, then at least I want to be invested in something where I can at least benefit from it. Do you know what I mean? So some people take the moral high ground with this kind of stuff where they'll say like, oh, I don't want to be involved with a network that's got this kind of stuff happening on it, and it's like, but that's not the network is just decentralized, right? What people choose to do on the network is up to them. So it's like trying to make out like it's the network's fault or something like that, I just think is a bit silly. At the end of the day, like, people are just going to develop and do what they want to do on the network and create their own use cases. It just is what it is. And, like for me, as I said earlier, like, why lose out on money if this is something you can benefit from? Because it's going to happen anyway. So does it really matter if this is something where you can make some money? I think that's, the overall better solution to this than just kind of burying your head in the sand and kicking your feet because you don't like what's happening, but then you could miss out on this making you wealthy potentially. So, that's just my thoughts. As I say, I don't know for sure if this is even going to happen on Hedera. It's just something I saw and I obviously connected the two. So we'll see what happens long term, but just something to think about. But as I say, this is where like crypto technology in general, this is the kind of stuff that it is going to allow. And this is what I mean, like in terms of mass adoption, it is coming, like it is clear. Like if you can't see it at this point, I really don't know what to say, but this crypto technology has a purpose. It's stuff that can change industries, the world, lives. So, it is going to be something that will be here for the long term. And this is the kind of stuff that is going to help, governments and the like with. So yeah. To me, this is possibly something that could be big for Hedera, but time will tell. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.